The markets are closed, but the business stories are just heating up. Hello, I'm China Barachina sitting in for Maya Rodriguez. Catch up with us on Business Brief. Asian shares advance lifted by strong U.S. jobs data at a rebound on Wall Street. All the Asian markets are in the green, with Hong Kong Hang Sengs rising in the most at more than 1%. In the currency market, the U.S. dollar depreciates against the Japanese yen, Singapore dollar, and Thai baht. The Australian dollar, meanwhile, appreciates against the U.S. dollar. The greenback also appreciates against the South Korean won. In commodities, gold rises 0.1%, while oil prices are mixed. In cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin drops more than 0.5% and Ethereum loses more than 1%. The labor market shows resilience in September 2025. Underemployment falls to 11.1%. More than 100,000 workers move into fuller employment. Construction leads job growth, adding over 500,000 new positions. Agriculture and fisheries gain roughly 439,000. Services remain the nation's largest employer, accounting for 61.3% of total jobs. Unemployment edges up slightly to 3.8%, still below regional peers such as India and China. Labor force participation slips to 64.5%. Youth participation at 31.6%. The government is focused on expanding high-quality jobs and equipping workers for digital and green industries. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. declares a national state of calamity following the onslaught of Typhoon Tino in several provinces. He has also ordered the release of 760 million pesos worth of financial assistance to typhoon-hit provinces. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro said the fund would help provinces rebuild and provide immediate relief to affected families. Cebu and other provinces hardest hit by typhoon will get 50 million.
Sa nasabing halaga, tatanggap ng tig 50 million pesos ang mga lokal na pamahalaan na Cebu, Capiz, Surigao del Norte, Iloilo, Bohol at Negros Occidental. Tatanggap naman ng tig 40 million pesos ang Eastern Samar, Surigao del Sur, Southern Leyte, Antique at Aklan. Samantalang tig 30 million pesos naman ang Leyte at Masbate at tig 20 million pesos ang Guimaras, Agusan del Norte at Dinagat Islands. Tatanggap din ng 10 milyong piso ang Biliran, Camarines Sur, Sorsogon, Misamis Oriental, Negros Oriental at Palawan. Nagpaabot din si Pangulong Marcos Jr. ng financial assistance na tig 5 million pesos sa Albay, Romblon, Batangas, Northern Samar, Siquijor, Quezon Province, Samar, Agusan del Sur, Laguna, Zamboanga City, Manila City, Camiguin, Occidental Mindoro, Camarines Norte, Zamboanga del Norte at Iligan City.
The government plans to spend over 1.3 trillion pesos in the final quarter of 2025 to boost economic growth. Most of the funding will go to social services, including cash transfers for low-income families and disaster preparedness programs. Education remains a priority with over 200 billion pesos for teachers, schools, and higher education programs. Health services also receive major support, covering hospitals, medical assistance, and cancer treatment subsidies. Livelihood programs and aid for overseas Filipino workers are included, with hundreds of millions set aside for emergency repatriation and welfare. As of late of October, the Department of Budget and Management has already released more than 1.1 trillion pesos of this fourth quarter program. Internal Revenue Commissioner Romeo Lumagi files criminal cases against former Public Works engineers Henry Alcantara, Bryce Hernandez, and JP Mendoza before the Justice Department in Manila on Thursday. Lumagi said that discovered 1.6 billion pesos worth of income tax deficiencies after investigating their financial transactions, properties, business interests, and tax returns. The Independent Commission for Infrastructures previously recommended the filing of several charges against the three, including plunder. The Philippine Red Cross is preparing for another weather disturbance, a potential super typhoon. In an interview with Bilyonaryo News Channel, at the forefront, Dr. Gwendolyn Pang, Secretary General of the PRC, said they have started coordinating with their Northern Luzon chapters. They have also deployed additional personnel and supplies on the ground. These include food trucks, water tankers, and ambulances.
And we're ready to deploy them in case of any eventualities.
The PRC continues to conduct rescue and relief operations across areas affected by Typhoon Tino. It calls on the public's support. You can donate to the Red Cross through their official channels displayed on your screens. We're taking a short break. More stories are up next. You're watching Business Brief. Filinvest REIT Corporation declares a cash dividend of almost 6 centavos per share, payable on December 5 to stockholders on record as of November 20. This would bring year-to-date dividends to 24.3 centavos per share, equivalent to an annualized yield of 8%. This is as the company reported revenues of 2.54 billion pesos in the first 9 months of 2025, up to 20% from a year ago. Converge reports consolidated revenues of 33 billion pesos in the first 9 months of 2025. In its disclosure, the company said this was 10.1% higher than the 29.9 billion pesos posted in the same period last year. The growth came amid strong performance in its residential and enterprise segments. International Container Terminal Services Incorporated, or ICTSI, reports 19% increase in net income to $751.56 million. In its disclosure, ICTSI President and Chairman Enrique Razon Jr. said the performance was a testament to the strength of the company's global operations and the disciplined execution of its strategy. PHINMA Corporation reports consolidated revenues of 16.3 billion pesos and net income of 376 million pesos for the first 9 months of 2025. However, the company posted a net loss attributable to equity holders of a parent at 216 million pesos. PHINMA said its education unit's strong performance helped offset weaker results in other business segments that had front-loaded investments for expansions and operational efficiency. We're taking another breather, a look at how Philippine shares did today. When we return, stay tuned. Sun Life Financial declares a dividend of 92 cents per share on its common shares. The dividend is payable on December 31 to shareholders of record as of November 26, 2025. This represented a 4% increase from the previous quarter. Protesters gathered outside the U.S. Supreme Court on Wednesday as the justices tackled the legality of President Donald Trump's global tariffs. The lawsuit contests the Trump administration's use of a 1977 law to impose a 10% baseline tariff on a certain trading partners and even higher duties on others. The Trump administration had justified the measures by declaring a national economic emergency. The 9 justices are expected to deliberate behind closed doors, cast their votes, and draft opinions that could take weeks or even months before a final ruling is announced.
Donald Trump has exceeded his authority. Tariffs are bad because fundamentally, even though Donald Trump doesn't want to say so, he knows they are a tax on the American people.
State-owned Qatar Airways is selling its entire stake in Cathay Pacific Airways for about $897 million. This marks its complete exit from Hong Kong's flagship airline after 8 years. Cathay said it would repurchase the shareholding through a buyback, $1.39 per share, a 4% discount to its last closing share price. The Gulf carrier had bought the stake in November 2017. Philippine shares edge higher, boosted by the latest unemployment data, showing signs of recovery in the job market. The PHINMA closed 3% of a 1% higher at 58.35. Among the sectoral indices, only industrial ended in the red, with mining and oil rising the most at more than 4%. Advancers outnumbered decliners 98 to 68, with value turnover at 5.4 billion pesos. Active stocks, the day's most active stocks were mixed, with Ayala Corporation rising the most at 2%. Digi Plus fell at most at nearly 2%. In the currency market, the peso is currently trading at 58.83 against the US dollar, unchanged from the previous close. That's a wrap for today's Business Brief. I'm China Barachina. Join us again tomorrow as we bring you the stories that help you plan your next big, bold moves in business. Only here on Bilyonaryo News Channel.